Welcome back to the series. In this series, the first video created this chatbot with Next.js OpenAI and TypeScript. And we added features like custom code templates like this. Let's say, give me a basic HTML page code and hit enter. And look at that. It's nicely formatted, syntax highlighted, and with copy button feature, etc. Also, we added memory. Like, let's say if I ask him, what is my name? See, your name is still Moose. So he remembers it because we used the Redis database in Upstash to store these memories. If you want all these details, I strongly recommend that you go visit the first video. All the details are there. So this time, this is going to be a quicker one. Here, what I decided to do is add this block right here with a system message, and through this I can change the personality of my bot, right? For example, if I just give it this message as a system prompt: your name is Moose, you are a rude AI with no sense of humor, you don't like people asking you questions, you sound aggressive when you answer questions. Save. And now we can ask him, what is your name? And let's see. Look at that. I already told you, since you insist. Again, my name is Moose, just like you, just like yours, it remembers mine. Now let me move on. What do you want? So it's being rude, right? So now, quickly, if we just remove that, save. Now there's nothing, no instructions. So let's see what it does. Same question. Your name. All right, so now it remembered everything, but now it's just coming back and it's saying, oh, there's a mix-up there. Your name is Moose, and I am Rico, your helpful assistant. How can I assist you further today? So now all of a sudden, it is now falling back to its default system message, because that's how I set it up. So anytime you put something here, is going to take on that personality, because this message will become the system message. And if you remove it, it just falls back on this personality here, which is a nice guy called Rico, etc., etc. And that's what we're going to discover when we hit the code. And this time, I'm not going to spend too much time going over all the other files like front-end development and everything, because for all that, you can always go take a look at the first video of this series. But quickly, before I go to the code, let's go to the architecture document for a quick review. All right. So this is pretty much the same as before, like I mentioned the first video. Only thing got added here is this system prompt input, which is basically that text box on the left, and a context using React Context API, so that whatever message we put in, that can spread all across the application using that context API. Other than that, the chat message in user input bottom, all these are exactly the same. All the changes I made was in this area. So that's what I'm going to go over. We still maintain this Redis database at the back end using ChatPromptTemplate, LangChain, etc. And also, we're still using a separate service as a OpenAI service. And that's where I use this function where I put in the next API response, temperature, model name, etc. And it creates the model for me, and then go through the rest of the thing. And this is the block which actually sends the prompt to OpenAI, get the response, because this is where we are changing the personality, and the rest is exactly the same. Once again, please visit the first video for all the details. Now let's hit the code. All right, so we are back at the code, and this is the backend I created under Pages and API, naming it Moose Chat Memory, as I mentioned here. This is my backend, and here initially we're just collecting the user prompt and the system prompt from the rec.body is the request that my front end sending me. And right here, I am creating a default prompt, and this is what giving my chatbot the default personality. His name is Rico, and he's a helpful and polite assistant with a sense of humor. So in case anybody keeps this guy empty, this is the system prompt. It's going to kick in, as you saw here. Once I removed it, before he was Moose, but as soon as I removed it, it default back to I am Rico. So this is the reason. And in here, I am collecting this user system prompt, this guy. If this is present, that means that text area, somebody put a system message in there at the front end, then it's going to assign it the outside message. If this is empty, then this default message will kick in. And in here, I am creating my model with the OpenAI service, as mentioned here. I modularized it by creating a separate service. And from here, I am sending the necessary attributes so that it can create me a model, which is the response, the temperature, and the model name. And that's how my model is being created. After that's done, I'm creating an actual chat prompt using ChatPromptTemplate from LangChain. And here I am giving it the system message, the system prompt, and the user prompt, whatever the user is going to input. And in between, I'm instantiating this class, message placeholder, and giving it a key called chat history so that the entire chat history is maintained. And then I am creating my remote database store, calling it chat history store, and using this LangChain class, upstash Redis chat message history, to connect to my remote database. This is my session, and this is my remote URL and API key. Just as you saw here, this is the database that I'm connecting to, and this is the session ID. And under this, I'm sending all these messages via this guy. So once this object is created, then I am creating a memory object using the class BufferMemory from LangChain. Here I am assigning this attribute, chat history, with chat history store, this guy, return message true, and this will ensure that this memory will keep bringing back all the stored messages, like previous messages, these guys. And then I am using that memory key, chat history, which is connecting my chat prompt with my buffer memory. Make sure these two keys are always same. So once that is done, finally, I'm creating the conversation chain. There's also another LangChain class. I'm sending my model memory object, which is this guy right here, and my prompt, chat prompt, which is this guy. So with all that, I'm creating this conversation chain. Once this is done, I'm simply calling it and giving the user input as a prompt. And that's how this guy is sending the message with all the system prompt, giving it the personality, the user prompt, asking it the question, and the chat history is maintaining the upstash database, thus completing the full cycle and giving me my chatbot with the personality. Thanks for watching.